Hello and welcome to the Tooth Cookie podcast. Today I've got a special guest with myself. I've got our Jobs. Hello, Jobs.
Hello, how are you?
That was my question. I am very good, apart from the things, as we said before, I'm not going my way today. So it's a test of resilience today.
Yes, it goes with the theme.
That's exactly what I thought. Because I said to you this, like when you came in, I said like the things just don't go up to the plan. All the things just go harder than it should be. And you said like, oh, I feel exactly the same. And then I'm thinking exactly that's what we're going to be talking about today.
Yes.
So where shall we start? First of all, we met in the gym. That is the first thing.
Yes.
When we met a couple of years ago, would you reckon?
I would say, yeah. I was thinking about it this afternoon, and probably around 23 was when we met.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I was covering my first ever cover class in that kettlebell class, and you were there, and after that we chatted, and since our paths crossed, we really kept in touch. And then you've joined my tone-up club, you've done my little red dress, you've built your confidence, you've built your strength. So we recorded podcast at that time as well.
Yeah.
And now we are meeting again on the second podcast, this time face to face.
I know.
Which is a lot nicer to see each other.
It is.
And it's a lot more personal as well. So it's nice to have you here. But there's a lot of things that has changed within that period of time.
Oh yeah.
And this is what we're going to be talking, because there were the things which happened in your life that you didn't expect to happen, and the things that then affected your journey going forward. And obviously up to the point where you were working on your weight loss, on building your strength, building your confidence, and progressing with your health as well. You got to the point where I remember you messaged me. It's like my blood pressure is well, all my markers are well.
I'm so good.
Yes, and you were very, very pleased with that. So you could see that what you were doing were having really positive impact on your health. And it was not just about the physique and your body changing.
Yes.
So when you look back on your journey up to now, obviously we'll talk to your obstacles and the things that that happened to you. But before that, what would you say was the biggest change for you, apart from the physical change?
Apart from the physical, I could maybe categorize that into three major things. And the first one being is that I have a better relationship with my body. So, when I started all of these, I mean, even before, I've always been quite insecure about how I looked like, especially with my physique, so to speak. And I've always been like, I need to lose weight. And that's what other people would always tell me as well. Oh, you look pretty. If only you lost a bit of weight. It was always that. You're pretty, but... And it's always about the weight. It never stopped with me just looking good. And that gives you quite a complex that maybe if I just lost weight, maybe if I was smaller, then people will like me better. I would have more value. Not true. Because your value is your value, not your weight. So with my journey, I started having a better relationship with my body, because now I trust that it can do things. It's not to please other people. It's for me to use and for me to have, for me to enjoy life. So that's the first thing. The second one would be my relationship with food.
I did expect that you're going to mention that.
Yes.
I did expect that.
Yes, because remember when I joined the first LRD, I said, I just don't understand nutrition. And that's my biggest thing. Because I think by then I've been doing fitness for probably a year and a half. I was like, I feel I'm not losing any weight. And you taught me then that it's one thing to eat healthy. It's another thing to be in calorie deficit. And that's when you get to lose body fat.
Yeah.
That's what I didn't know. I was like, but I'm just having this and that and whatever. Yeah, you are eating healthy, but if you're not within your calories, if you're still, over your budget, so to speak, then you're not going to lose the body fat, not necessarily the weight.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, you've learned so much, haven't you?
So yeah, it's a much better relationship with food right now, and not just from you. Ever since I've been on this quest for fitness, I've been following a lot of people, Instagram and social media, and you do learn a lot of things, but you also learn to be discerning of the knowledge that you have. You have so many people right now who are demonizing certain food groups, and you just get to realize everything in moderation.
Yeah. Have you seen the recent Joe Wicks post about the killer bar? Yeah.
Yes. That's crazy. I have to agree with some influencers that say you are giving complex to people who are already struggling with nutrition.
Because it's good to have you here and like speak about this, because obviously you are in a position where you struggled with your body, you struggled with your food with relationship with food. So you're the right person to see it and how do you and show others how you feel about it, because I have I've not had the same struggles as you had when it comes to the relationship with food. So for me, my opinion on that may be tiny bit different, because I'm coming from the health perspective rather than from like relationship with food perspective. So how do you feel about that, and promoting or maybe discouraging people from buying, or buy a bar that you're not going to eat because it's full of the UPF? And
I really don't understand the objective of that. Like, is it to promote his new documentary? What does he want to do? Does he just want to confuse people? I mean, he has such a big following.
Yeah.
To do something like that. And I don't know, it's, again, what are you trying to promote? What is the purpose of that?
Yeah.
Just be straight. You're what? You're doing this so that people will buy it more because of the curiosity. You know how people are when you're curious about something. I'm going to buy that. Is that a marketing strategy? Is that a way to beat other protein bars? I really don't know. But
it's not going to change your attitude towards protein bars, because I think you used to use protein bars.
Up to now.
Yeah. Are you going to stop eating protein bars before that?
No, because why? It is the easiest way to get both protein and something sweet, because I like them chocolate flavors. It is the easiest way. And some people might think, oh gosh, you can do all these things, and I know we do a lot of stuff. You do a lot of stuff when it comes to whole foods as such, but not everyone has the time to do that.
Oh, wants to do it, because not everybody wants to spend time in the kitchen.
I like to bake.
I know you do.
But I like to bake the unhealthy stuff. But no, I'm not.
That's where the moderation comes in.
Exactly.
Because I remember when you joined the program and you said, well, I like baking and I want to try the things that I'm baking. You remember the very first program when you said that to me, because you were scared that when you joined the program, you're not going to be able to even try what you're baking.
Yes.
And because you like baking, you felt like you're going to restrict yourself and you're going to have to stop and it's going to take away something that you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
And I said no, you can still do all the things you can't. It is not about that. You've got the freedom to choose how you're going to spend your calorie budget, and it's up to you what you're going to pick. It might be a brownie, but it might be a protein bar. If they've got alike calories, let's say, you can then flick in between of them. You can put your calories within the week. So you know that all now, but obviously when you were starting in the beginning, you didn't know that, you didn't understand the nutrition, you didn't have all that knowledge. And now I think from the perspective of a person who went through that journey, look back and you can see Joe Wicks promoting the protein bar, you see that.
I roll my eyes.
Yeah, and it's rolling out. Obviously I come from a different place, because for me, I used to quit sugar for 6 years, so I'm a bit from different perspective looking on food. And for me, certain food is triggering certain health conditions, which then is making me not to choose certain food. So for me, from the perspective of the health and someone who's going through the health struggles, my attitude or my approach is going to be different. I still don't feel what he's doing is really I'm as confused as everybody else in there.
Yeah.
And
Crazy.
I can't embrace to buy something that you're not gonna eat. Or and besides, I don't think that protein bars are such a big problem in the world.
But why did you do it?
I just don't know. Like, I don't even, to be fair, I don't even buy protein bars myself very, very often. It's very rare when I reach for the protein bar. It's not a staple in my diet anyway. Yeah. So for me, if whatever is on that protein bar, it won't even really matter, because my decision for what I eat is outside. It will be something else. And yes, it might be still processed food, but it's not necessarily going to be protein bar. So for me, his message is not reaching me. And I feel like a lot of people cannot afford to pound for the protein bar, because let's say those proteins, it depends where you buy them, but most of them are not cheap. And then this is not a staple thing for someone to buy a box of protein bars and spend, let's say, on 30 protein bars, £60. So I do believe, like, then it is just missing a point, because you're not reaching quite a lot of people with your message, because they can't really relate to what you're trying to share. So yeah, I feel like there is a different things, but at least we are on the same wavelength.
With relationship with food. But yeah, it's such a different, the perspective with food is now different. You know, from going through all the diets that I shared with you before. The keto diet, where you just don't have any fruits, you can't have any dairy, and thus me developing lactose intolerance because
I remember that,
of that. And then Herbalife, where you're only supposed to have shakes only and their own products all the time, because if you use other products, it's not going to work as well. You're not going to lose that weight. It's so, I think it feels like you have blinders when you do these diets. And again, you do you. If it works for other people and they're healthy, that's fine. But for me, it was something I felt very limiting. Whereas when when you shared your knowledge about nutrition, and it wasn't about just food, it was about nutrition in general, it made me want to learn more, and it made me improve my relationship with food. Yes. And then the third change, I would say, would be my overall mindset in terms of physical activity and being active and working out, because I hated working out, didn't like to work out. It was always, I have to, because I need to lose the weight. I have to do this. I have to punish myself. I have to do 3 back-to-back classes. So that I would...
We're losing it on the behind you.
Sorry. Hello.
That's okay, I'm fine.
So that I would feel better. I need to sweat this much. I need to be able to wring out the sweat from my gym vest in order for me to say that I did a workout. I need to be aching for 5 straight days for me to say that I did a proper workout. And it's not like that anymore. It's again, it's the moderation, it's the balance. And that's changed, and it's just made me like happier.
That's what I wanted to ask.
Balance.
And that's what I wanted to ask, because all them things has changed, but how did that impact your everyday life? Because that is all them things that has changed. It's not just that it's changed, that all them things has impact on your everyday life, how you show up, or maybe at work or relationship, how all them changes that you've made within your mindset, within everything, food relationship with your body, how does that impact your everyday life?
It's just, it makes me, and I use the present tense because I try to do it every day. It just makes me feel balanced. The balance is there. If I work out in the morning, I know I have more energy, and it's done. I've done something for myself. That's okay. That's good. And then I could give more of myself to other people because I've already had my own time.
Don't you feel like more confident? I've noticed recently, I was doing something out of my comfort zone. I didn't want to go to the gym. It was 8 o'clock at night, and I pushed myself. I drove there, and I felt like so accomplished, and I felt more confident for doing it. And I've realized that those things out of the comfort zone that I do, and even like showing up for yourself when you don't feel like doing it, is not necessarily just proving yourself you can do it, is building your confidence, because you feel like, if I've done something that is hard, I can actually do it. And then you think of another thing in your life, like you just recently said to me before we started recording, that you've joined a new activity now and you've tried something new. Yes, it was yesterday.
Yes, it was last night. So I think it's conquering your fear, one fear at a time, in a way. So at first it was going to the gym. It's really daunting. I don't know what to do. Before I started going to the gym here in 2022, but prior to that, the last time I've stepped in a gym was in 2013, maybe.
Okay, so you had a long break. Very, very, very long
break. But
it's hard because the longer you wait, the more of the fear you feel, and the more uncomfortable you feel. So you are like narrowing yourself in that comfort zone, and now you need to spread it out. You need to push yourself so much. That feels quite overwhelming at first. It's quite scary.
It wasn't just because I was lazy that I didn't want to step in a gym.
Yeah.
It was scary. Because when I was going to the gym that time in 2013, every single day I feared stepping through those doors. It just was not a welcoming place. It was very daunting. No one would help you. No one would tell you what to do. People look at you because you're unfit. Well, obviously, that's why I'm here.
You go. That's a good attitude to have.
Like, that's why I'm here. I know I don't look like you guys, but I'd like to maybe someday. But no, it just gives you a bit of a complex, like maybe I shouldn't be here because
and
I don't belong.
I did feel the same. I've not been to the gym for quite a while. So last time when I was on a regular basis was mid-July, and now we are in October. Yes. And here you go. You wouldn't believe that.
I know.
But yeah, it was mid-July before I went to like holidays away. And then I got now, and it's October. So it's a fairly quick. I've been a couple of times, but it was like very random for 20 minutes. So I can't feel like I was really properly going there. But I went there, and then a lot has changed. The layout of the gym has changed, which I didn't see before. The things in the clientele changed as well.
Yes.
And I went in the evening. Usually it was just me and maybe a couple of people. This time I went, and it was so busy. Like it was 8 o'clock, it was busy. But it's okay that I was busy. But like people in the gym, the ones that were at that time, they look like proper athletes, like very, very like, and I'm like, ooh, I felt like, because I've not been for so long, I'm like, it made me feel like inferior a bit for a moment, because
really?
Yeah, because I'm not been for a while, and now you're stepping into a gym which doesn't feel like your gym.
Yeah, because it's your gym.
Yeah, and it's a gym that I've been going for 10 years, but I've had that break, and in that space, layout has changed, so it looks differently inside. The people that are there, I don't know them. Usually, not all, but the ones which were at that time on that evening, I didn't know any of them people, which doesn't feel comfortable, like, because you feel like, oh, you're coming into your space, but it doesn't feel like your space anymore. So that's the feeling that I had that you just described. That maybe I didn't think like I shouldn't be there, but it was that inner feeling of like, do I fit in here?
Is this where I should be? And that's why, it took me such a long time to be able to go back. And again, the only reason why I went back was fear of a family member had a health scare, which this cousin of mine, she's like the fittest person I know, had a health scare. I won't even say scare. She actually was diagnosed with it. But it just showed me that, look at her, she takes care of herself.
Yeah.
And look at you, you're not even taking care of yourself. You're not giving yourself a chance. And so I was like, you know what? We need to conquer this fear. And from there, it just, kind of built up. I started going to classes. And then when I was feeling, this is too comfortable for me now, I went on free weights. I approached the PTs, asked them to do me a program.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm determined to lift weights.
Yeah.
I really want to lift weights. Again, another fear being, because before it was just in the men's area.
Yeah.
For you to use the heavier weights. So it's all those little like, oh, I can do this now. Oh, I can do this. Maybe I can do more.
Yeah.
And it branched outside of fitness.
Yeah.
So like, we share in our group, like last month, I won first prize for my baking. I would never do that. I would never do that.
I remember you went on your first hike with us. You've done your first boot camp because you were scared of doing it before.
Yes.
So I do see it from outside that your confidence is growing all the time. But during your journey, what has happened? There was a setback.
Mm-hmm.
So what was that setback, Jobs? And how did you overcome that? And how did you get back?
Well, that setback was a stroke. It was a stroke. And even I couldn't believe when they finally confirmed that, yes, you did have a stroke. That was it. And it was at the height of what I thought was my strongest, my fittest, my fit girl era. Because that's when we did the hike. Every weekend I was going on walks. I was working out 5 days a week. What else? I was just doing I was running on top of working out. I was doing 5K in the gym though. I was doing 5K because I was getting prepared to do my first park run last year.
Yeah.
Didn't happen because I had the stroke. So that is like obviously like a major scare. It was scary. I had it in September and it took the doctors 3 days to diagnose me.
So it's 1 year now.
Yeah, it's 1 year and 1 month today.
Yeah.
So it was just, setback.
What doctors told you when you were like when they obviously in the beginning they didn't diagnose you right and they sent you back home and then you went again.
Yeah. So actually, I went to the gym, not to the gym. I went to the gym Monday morning. So I could still remember like every single day when it happened. I went to the gym and walking up to the gym, I was just kind of feeling out of breath. That's how it felt. And I was like, maybe I had a bit too much to eat last night. So, sometimes when, when that's not what your usual amount is, you kind of feel something different. So I'm like, no, I'll still go. I'll work out. Maybe it'll regulate it.
Yeah, because sometimes you feel like, oh, I'll feel better. I'll just move the body.
Yes. It didn't.
Oh.
Yeah, I still went to work. But by noontime, I was like, I think I need to go somewhere. I think I need to go to the hospital. Just because it felt off. Everything felt off. I could do stuff. You could talk to me. I'm clear, very comprehensive. But there was just something off. Went to A&E, basically did all the tests, and they sent me home because they couldn't find anything wrong with the tests. My heart rate was okay. It was just that my blood pressure was up. But the caveat to that is I'm scared of hospitals.
Yeah.
So every time I'm in the hospital, you can't manage my blood pressure.
Okay, yeah, because your blood pressure is going to go up.
I have like a white coat syndrome or something. Yeah. Like when I just see someone with a stethoscope, I actually just freeze and just get scared. Trauma. So they sent me home that night. The next morning, I woke up. I was going to go to work actually again, but I was going to brush my teeth. And I was gargling and it just dribbled out. I was like, wait, there's something wrong with this. This is not normal. So blah, blah, blah. Long story short, ambulance came to the house. They did all the tests and stuff. Like grip this, raise this, move your face. Normal. 3 days, I had to have a CT scan. I had to have an MRI and so many things puncturing my skin. And they were basically like, yes, you did. You had a stroke. And I was like, oh, okay. What do we do now?
Yeah.
Well, now you go home and you get some rest and you heal. So yes.
How did you feel about that? Because at the age slightly over 40, you don't really expect that. You were fit, you were strong, you were in your fittest era, you were healthy, you were on top of everything, you were preparing for the park run. So you've done everything what you could. And a lot of people expect the health decline to go like around 60. Yeah, around 60 the things go down, and you may find yourself being put on statins or something happens and then illnesses comes, but not at the age where you're 40 and you're keeping fit and you're eating well. So did you expect that coming?
No. Apparently there's a certain percentage in my age group, 83% who has stroke are below 60 years old.
Wow.
I was like, what? And then, because I had to go through the stroke unit, right? And bless them, they're brilliant. They were so helpful, but they're so busy. And I'm like, why are you so busy? Are there a lot of older people who need your help? And they're like, no, they're young. And that scared me even more because what?
You wouldn't be, I'm not aware of that, because if you were not in there working in that environment, you get to see people, you only get to speak to your family members when maybe somebody genetically has got some type of illness a bit earlier in life, but the rest illnesses usually comes later in life.
Yeah, but it's not anymore. So yeah, it was, you go through the stages. You actually go through the stages of denial.
Yeah.
And this is not true. This is a dream. This is a bad dream. I'm going to wake up from this. And you're like, no, I am awake. I am awake. And this is really happening. So this is happening. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? So yeah, it was.
And how did you manage to recover, on a mental level and physical level? Because I remember when I came to visit you, not long after the whole incident, I remember when I gave you a bunch of flowers, you were not even able to hold them flowers for a minute, and they were sliding out of your hand because you were not capable of holding a bunch of flowers. And for me, when I knew that you're capable of lifting 12 kilograms kettlebell, not seeing you not to be able to hold a bunch of flowers, that was quite heartbreaking. So how did you manage to keep mentally strong and positive and get through and rebuild what you've lost? A lot of people just give up and it's like, oh, maybe this is what it is.
Can't. I'd be a hypocrite if I say, oh, it didn't affect me at all, Paula. I was I really wanted to go to the gym. I really wanted to go to the gym, really. But thank God I was stubborn. It was just being hard-headed, I think. But also, you have to accept it to happen. Yeah. First of all, you have to okay, this happened. This is the reality that we have now. And what are we going to do? We're going to stay here? Do you want to stay like this? Is that what you want? And
remember, sounds like you're talking to yourself in your own head.
Do you remember when you mentioned to the group chat, why is it that when you do forms, you're always talking to you as another person? Because I had to do that. I don't know, that's just my way. It's my coping mechanism. It's I have these 2 jobs. Maybe it's because I'm Gemini. Anyway, I have 2 jobs. One's good, one's not so good. And we always talk to each other. And that was kind of I had to have that conversation with myself in saying, is this it? Are we, so you're giving up now? You're giving up. You're just giving up. I'm well, yeah, because, and then what are you going to do now? What are you going to do? If we don't go back to the gym, what are you going to do? So that's it. But why? Explain to me why. And I couldn't come up with an explanation like, because I don't know. So like, and I'm very logical.
Yeah.
So if I can't give you a reason why I can't get up and go back, then I shouldn't.
Yeah.
And that's how it was. Yeah, that's just how it was. So it was that. And I really, like, seriously, like, looking at that, when I had the stroke, I think I've been on this quest to be a better me.
Yeah.
For like 3 years.
Yeah.
From being able to only lift, say, 4 kg, or actually I started like with Zumba and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then lifting.
Yeah.
That's kind of like, let's say that's a 2 and perfect is 10. So I started with a 2. And when I had the stroke, I felt like I was on an 8. Right? So it took 3 years from a 2 to an 8.
Yeah.
Just 3 years. So if we still have 20 more years ahead,
yeah,
are we gonna just waste that? That's a lot of years to be better. Yeah, maybe I won't reach 10, or because now I think it kind of went down to like a 4 maybe. After the stroke, still didn't go down to 2, still didn't go back to square one. There's that foundation. So if the foundation's there, why waste it?
Yeah.
Why waste it? It's not gonna be wasted. I can still do stuff. I'm able to get back up. So why? If you can't answer why, you have to get up.
What about the frustration then? How did you manage that? Because if you're losing something you've worked so hard,
Yeah.
if you build that strength and progression and fitness, and now you're back, even if you're not back to square one, you're still many steps back. It's like, how do you manage that you can't lift as heavy, that you cannot do as much? You want to go to the gym, but you know that going and pushing yourself more is not always the answer, because you need to find and start learning how to rest as well as workout. So how did you manage frustration?
The frustration, you accept it. You accept it.
It looks like all the bad feelings you face, you need to accept.
You have to accept it. You can't. And that's one thing that it taught me. I think we live in a world where if you are negative and you say you're tired, you say you're demotivated, and you say you're frustrated, that's wrong. That's not going to help you. But that's me being human. It's me being human. It happened. I couldn't control it. Like, you have to accept things that you can't control.
Well, he said very well. Remembered from my...
And then, because once you have accepted that, then you can look at things that you can control.
That's it.
So I was frustrated. Don't get me. I'm like, when you have the stroke, it affects your emotions as well, the way that you handle your emotions. Because imagine your brain having roadworks. So there's this tiny blip in my brain where the stroke hit.
Yeah.
But everywhere else was affected.
I'm with you. Yeah.
So I'm like, right. There were days I wake up crying, and for no reason.
Yeah.
Because I woke up and I'm so thankful for today, and I'm crying. But then the next minute I'd be laughing. It was just uncontrollable. And they, again, very, very thankful to the stroke unit, to the occupational therapists and speech therapists and counselors, because they really helped me navigate through all that. And they were the ones who said, you just have to accept it first, that it happened. But once we've accepted that, then we can move on. We can use that to push us forward. Kind of like that.
Yeah.
So,
which is sometimes hard to see, because when you're low, when you are losing what you had, when you feel hopeless, when you can see other people sometimes having a lot more unhealthy lifestyle, and you
And
think
yet
like that
they're
person does drink, goes to pub every single day,
And they're
they
thin.
don't never they never go to the gym, they
Yes.
do nothing, and they don't have stroke, don't they? They live
Yeah.
like until 70. So why did that happen to me? And I feel sometimes we tend to put that on ourselves and
Yes.
think like, why did that happen to me? And get ourselves lower and down and
Yeah.
down, and then feel less hope and feel less motivated to start doing something and start seeing solutions. So it's like going further away from that light that can be a sort of
There were
giving help.
days of hopelessness, like, oh no, I'm not going to be able to do this. Because imagine, I can't even like lift this before.
I remember I gave
Like
you
said-
half a kilogram dumbbells, little dumbbells. Remember when I fetched you that?
And 5 seconds of holding them, I have to let go because my hand was so tired.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
I can't
It was
imagine.
uncontrollable.
Mm.
And I'm like, I can't do it now.
Mm.
But if I stop forcing it, then how would I know I'll be able to do it again? If I just let that like continue.
Yeah.
So the frustration I had to accept first of all. And then once I've accepted it, I was like, right, that's fine. Then we moved to, it was like very much a blow to my ego as well. Because, you know, like with lifting and stuff, I was like, yeah, 18 kg chest press. Can't even do 4. Because I can't hold it.
Yeah.
It's the grip. It's the grip.
Yeah.
I mean, the right one can, the left can't. And I
Yeah.
don't like it being like jealous.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have to be
Yeah.
same.
Yeah,
So I just had to adjust. Like I really.
Did the doctors give you the confirmation, or did they assure you that you will be back to your full strength?
No.
Okay.
No.
Because that was one of the things that, did you get any promise to give you hope? So then you were driven by the hope and you felt like, yes, you know, like I've been told I can do this, so I can do it. And then you push through to the vision that you were given by someone who gave you a hope there, but you haven't. They cannot.
The stroke consultant didn't.
Okay.
He was a bit of a not very nice person.
Okay.
Yeah, didn't like him. We're
not mentioning the name.
No, I'd like to, but no. Yeah, it's like, but the unit did. Like all the girls who met with me, they were like, "It's gonna come back.
Yeah,
it's gonna come back, but
good.
we have to do this first. You have to rest first." You know, they were like a mini Paula. You have to rest. You have to take a break
when you need it, not all the time.
Yeah. But I needed it then.
You did need that. Yes.
Yeah, I needed it then, and they were like, you know, and especially with the counseling, really loved her. She said, you have to be compassionate to yourself. If that's what you can do, then do it. You know, if for now that's what you can do, then continue doing it.
And when you look back and use that stroke as a lesson, because sometimes people say like, oh, that happened to me, and they feel like victims of their own life because something happened to them. But if you start seeing the things that happened to you as a lesson for you, that then give you some future, you know, I want to say future lesson again, but what did you get from that? Is there any lesson that came out of the situation? And if so, what it would be, and how, what you have changed maybe since then?
Yeah, a lot of lesson. Biggest one would be to be kind to yourself. It's, you have to, it's, you know, we like to give ourselves to others. I think, and that sounds like, oh my gosh, that's such a noble thing, and you're so nice. No, sometimes people are built like that. You know, you're built because, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, you just went through life thinking that's what you need to do. And that's fine. You know, that's fine. But once you have that in you, you do tend to forget yourself.
Are you relating here to being a people pleaser in a some way of just not having the capacity of saying no or prioritizing others over yourself and always agreeing to things even if you know that doing those things is going to then have impact on you not being able to do something for yourself?
Yes. You know what's the worst combination? A people pleaser and a perfectionist.
That's it. So you had a lot of work to do, and
yes,
when it comes to changing the way you were thinking, and
oh yeah, definitely. Like, it's difficult to unlearn certain things, but you have to realize, like, the first person you have to please is yourself. Am I happy with this? Is this okay with me?
Because you need to check with yourself first before you're gonna do anything else.
Yeah,
that's one of the things that you use.
Yeah, it's difficult. And then the perfectionist side, you're like, stop being hard on yourself. You just have to, like, sometimes I'm someone who did not like the term good enough. Didn't like that. That's not good enough. Good enough. It should be excellent. I've always been a believer of excellence.
Yeah.
But I did equate excellence to perfection. Yeah. And if I don't give it my 100%, and my 100% should be people's 200%.
Oh God. That is a lot of pressure on you.
Yes.
And it's continuous pressure that body takes when it comes. So if you take that into different areas of your life, you end up continuously putting yourself on the mental and physical pressure for the sake of making sure you manage your standard and stand up to that 200% in your own head.
Yeah. And then, like,
it's quite tiring.
So did anyone die from you not being perfect? Not a doctor, so really, thank God, I'm not. But
it sounds like you did a lot of mindset work.
Yes. Again, I did push for it because when I did my own introspection, as to what could have led to the stroke. So again, I was healthy, but I also knew, and this is why acceptance is really important, I did not accept the fact that I was burning out that time.
Yeah.
But all the signs were there. All the signs were there. Like physical signs. I was having flare-ups. And it's not even, I have psoriasis.
Yeah.
And it was really bad on my face.
Yeah.
Really, really bad last year. But I was just blaming it on skincare. Like, I was denying the fact that psoriasis.
That's what you said to me today.
Yes.
When my eye is swollen, and you said, have you been under stress?
Yeah.
I had a stressful morning. How do you know that? It's like, well, because it shows on your face.
On your face. And it does. And we do try to deny it. We tried, no, it's okay. It's just, maybe I ate something. Maybe it's this, maybe it's that. No, you have to admit sometimes you are stressed, you are tired. Because you are. Again,
I think sometimes we are disconnected from the body. I think sometimes logic goes over the feeling of the body, and the mind goes, I rated my stress level today, like out of 7, I put myself on 1, like minimum. And I always do that. I never go but when I look on my watch shows me like 70% in the moderate stress.
Yeah.
So it shows that what my body says, my stress levels is higher than what my perceived logical stress is. So I always say, like, I'm not stressed. And I rate it very low. But then when I look on the watch, I'm like, I don't feel like I was stressed. But obviously the pulse goes up, and I'm not saying that watches are brilliant and accurate, but I'm just saying that
at least it's a bit of a measure.
And that is it. And it's quite interesting to then put it all together and think like, oh, maybe actually I should rest. Maybe I should use that as a cue for stepping back and starting to listen a bit more to my body, not just to logic and mind.
Isn't it funny that you need to have something like that?
I know. I know.
To tell you you're tired.
I know. It's ridiculous.
It's crazy, isn't it? But yeah, it's not like, oh gosh.
But when your mind takes over, your perfectionist, your drive, your ambitions, you get lost with you disconnect from your body. And I feel like when you've got so much vision for what you want to achieve, you can't get yourself connected with how you feel, because your feelings goes below your plans and tasks and to-dos and your achievements.
Yes.
And then it's like there's no connection.
No, it's like your head is disconnected from the rest of your body. And again, that's a really big lesson that I've learned is listen to your body, not your thoughts.
Which is quite interesting, isn't it?
Yes, you listen to your body and not your thoughts, because sometimes your thoughts can be deceiving.
Yeah, I'm just looking on the questions, Joss. What else I wanted to ask you? One of the things I wanted to ask you was, a lot of women in their 40s and beyond, they struggle so much and they lose momentum, especially when it comes to either illness that happens or holidays, something, or just general life happens, and they fall off track. And obviously this is a small setback, but happens to a lot of women, especially if they're in 40s and beyond and juggle work, or they're ambitious, career driven, or they've got children, they've got a lot on the plate, and they just find themselves like, I can't do this, and something happens, I'm off track, I'll get back on it. So how would you, what advice would you give a person who is in a place where, something happens, it throws them off track and they have to start again? And how do you navigate that? How do you maintain consistency? And what would you give them? What advice would you give them?
Just do something. Just start again. It doesn't matter. Like, if every day is day one, so at least you did day one. It's better than day zero.
When you think you go on holidays for a week or 2 weeks, you come back from holidays, you lost your routine with exercising. Let's say you don't exercise on the holidays.
No, I'm bad with that. I don't. I don't exercise.
I'm not saying to you, I'm just saying in general. A lot of women go on holidays, for example. Yeah. Once you eat different food, you don't have your routine with your eating, then you don't exercise, you come back, and how hard it is, and you drink as well. So you come back, you're bloated, sluggish, you put on weight, and you think like, I can't be bothered now. So it's hard to restart yourself, because for a couple of weeks, and then you kind of postpone it. I'm like, I'm going to start tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to just catch up on doing all the washing from holidays and sort out everything. And then I'll start Monday or next Monday. And then I'm not saying you, but there's a tendency of postponing starting something because it feels very uncomfortable. So if somebody is using how to maintain that consistency when, or either you're ill, for a couple of weeks, and you want to start your program, and then you started your program, second day you're ill, for 2 weeks you cannot exercise, you don't feel like eating anything because you obviously
just lost all energy.
And you don't move, so you're not hitting your steps, so you're not sticking to your step goal, you're not exercising, and you're not eating well, because what's the point? Because obviously nothing else is in place. So what advice would you give a person who's like losing themselves in the moments and losing consistency?
Again, acceptance that that's life. Life will always throw everyone curveballs. There's always a curveball. There's always, I don't want to say excuse, but these curveballs sometimes become excuses. Oh, I have to do this first. Oh, I have to do that first. Okay. And then what's the next one? What's the next one? So you have to accept that there will always be important things. That's fine. Again, acceptance. That's fine. There are important things, but you're important too, and your health is important. Think of it this way. You've been poorly for some virus and whatever. Do you not want to help yourself be better? Do you want to stay like that? Do you actually want to stay like that? Because if the answer is yes, then okay, carry on. Do what you need to do. But if your answer is no, then do something about it. It doesn't have to be big. Honestly, it doesn't have to be big. I think I'm someone who totally relates to that, because again, with all these things that you see, I have to spend 2 hours at the gym to be able to lose, I ate so much during my holiday and blah, blah, blah. You went for 2 weeks. You enjoyed yourself? Yes? Yeah? Good. Now it's a different phase in your life. That was good. You enjoyed that. And you know why you enjoyed it? Because you were fit before you went on holiday. So why not make that as your motivation? I had so much fun. I did so many activities.
Yeah.
I was able to eat whatever I want and I enjoyed it. That's fine. I'm not saying punish yourself, like go back to the gym.
Yeah.
But you enjoyed that because you were healthy and you were fit. So let's continue that. You know, it's nice to have them little breaks. It's not nice to have curveballs. It's not nice when you have 400 million things that you need to do. Okay, accept them. We love our lists. We love our schedules. Schedule it, because you won't be able to do all of these things if you're not healthy.
That's a good point. And I think this is a forgotten point often, because we prioritize work, do overtimes, we take a lot of pressure on ourselves. We bake for others.
Yes.
Yeah, and do all the other things.
We show up for others.
We show up for others.
But we don't show up for ourselves.
And then if, I said that to you before, it's like, if you're going to get poorly, who's going to do work for you?
Yeah.
Is going to be someone who's going to replace you at work? Like, obviously, you think you are not replaceable, but in reality, everybody is replaceable in certain places.
Yeah.
And as much as you feel like, if I don't do it, who else is going to do it? If I don't do them overtimes, who else is going to do it? If I'm not going to spend my lunch break working, I'm going to be 20 minutes behind. Who else is going to do it? I need to answer them emails. I need to answer the calls. It's like, who is going to look after you when you're going to be poorly?
Yes.
Who's going to be looking after you when you're going to be not able to go to work? You're going to be on sick pay. If you're employed, if you're self-employed, you're not going to get any payment. So it's like, who is going to look after you? And I think this is important reminder to think, like, if you're not going to have your health, how are you going to enjoy your holidays? How are you going to be able to walk to places, see places, travel to places? How are you going to play with children? You know, when you cannot.
How are you going to have another holiday as enjoyable as the one that you had if you don't get back into your routine?
No,
that's why holidays are nice, because it takes us away from our routine.
Yeah.
And we know that it's not forever until you've retired. Yeah. But that's what makes it so enjoyable.
And I also think, like, from the perspective of the weeks. So when you go to holidays doesn't take all year. So you may get only a few weeks out of 52. So what's that percentage of you enjoying yourself in comparison to maintaining your routine? So if you can maintain your routine for, like, let's say 48 weeks, and then have 4 weeks for whatever you do, on them 4 weeks of 6 weeks, depends on the holidays and how much you go away and what you do, actually. But if you go for, like, a couple of holidays or for 2 weeks, then you've got, like, 4 weeks. So what is 4 weeks out of 52? You still got a lot of progression to be made. Keep yourself healthy, fit, and then you can think, like, okay, I enjoy myself. I'm now going back to and I'll start with, let's say, preparing my meals for a week, so I get back into my eating routine. Then I'm like, I'm going to start waking up in the morning, so I can do my workout in the morning, and then you start building that back up. And then you think, like, oh, when the next the holidays comes in, again, you enjoy yourself.
Yay! So that's, I don't know if that's an advice in itself, but again, just like the slogan, just do it. Don't think about it. Just do it. Because sometimes we do get paralyzed with thinking. You know, we do get paralyzed with thinking, like, oh, what should I do? Should I just do this first?
Yeah, it's like a procrastinating over doing things, and then you stop yourself from actually doing it because you think so much about overwhelm with how many tasks you've got.
We call it analysis paralysis.
That's it, indeed. You got it.
So just do it.
Jobs, are you ready for the extra questions?
Oh my goodness.
There's only a few, so there's not that many, which is quite good, because we've already went through a lot of different other questions which I had for you. So extra question, first one. What makes you keep smiling, that famous Jobs smile?
I don't know. It's life. It really does. It makes me feel good after a workout, as much as, you know, like today, oh my gosh. Why did you make me do that? But it just, I like smiling. Back in the day, I say back in the day, it's like when I was working for this company before, I was an HR manager there, and I was HR manager for training and development. So I do get to meet a lot of people because of training. Sometimes I visit them. I worked for a factory, so I would visit them in the plant, in the factory. And, you know, I don't visit them often. So whenever I get to visit them, I have to make sure like I look well, I'm presentable. And I smile because I don't get to see you often. And one time, an employee approached me. I was like, "Hi, how are you?" She's like, "I always look forward to seeing you because of your smile." I'm like, "Really?" She said, "Yeah, it's one of the things that makes us want to go to trainings. It's because you seem just so happy all the time, even when you're not." So, faking it till make it. But it's not being pretentious, I think. And when I smile, I do try to smile genuinely. So it is my way of sharing the goodness in life.
That is the right answer. It's 100% what I would expect you to say. If you could go back in time to the start of this journey, what would you tell yourself, and why?
Wait, what? Girl, it ain't gonna be easy. But it's gonna be worth it.
That is a good one, Jobs. Not last one. I'm gonna give you one more question from me. But were there any people in your life that reacted negatively or questioned your choice to make the change? So it can be not necessarily to the situation where you were post-stroke, but in general to when you started making changes. Were there any people in your life that questioned or reacted negatively to your choice of making change and wanting to eat better and move more and do things and show up for yourself? Did you experience anything
I think I was lucky enough not to have people who were like that, who kind of made me question myself, like, why am I doing this and whatever. There were some comments because, again, I don't go back home often. And because the first time I went back home after COVID and stuff, I've already been on this quest for like a year and a half. And you do have your routine. And one of the things that I did not do back then was eat before 1 p.m. Not because I was intermittent fasting, but you just get used to it, not eating for a long period of time. I don't do it now because I have to take medication. But anyway, she was like, "Why are you not eating? Are you doing this because you're trying to lose weight? You're okay." And I'm like, "Girl, I know I'm okay. I'm just not hungry." It's one thing to be starving yourself for the sake of losing weight. It's another when I'm not hungry. I'm just not hungry. It was just that. And when she was like, Are you sure? Are you sure you're not hungry?" And I'm like, "Yes," because we ordered like a 4-cheese pizza. And then she drizzled it with honey. And it's like, to be fair, it's one of the best things I've ever had.
Oh, wow.
It's really good because of the saltiness and the
I can imagine
sweetness of the honey. And it was thin crust.
Like a sweet chili. You got into like sweet chili because it's like...
Imagine if it's hot honey as well. Like a bit of a kick in there. But, talking about food, but I had a slice and I enjoyed it. But I knew I wasn't hungry. So it's just that. I mean, those comments, someone once said, actually, "You look a bit too thin." I'm like, "What? No, I am not." But sometimes it's the angle of the camera that makes you too thin. But no, I think aside from that, I am lucky enough to, have very supportive people. And support is really important.
Because sometimes, those comments, you might be like, "Oh, you're going to the gym, but where is your muscle?" For example, you're like, so you get people who don't do anything, but they may say to you like, oh, are you going to the gym 5 times a week? Start with that. I'm like, why you question me? It's like, I'm fitter and stronger than you.
So, let me tell you a story. One of the times that we went back home, I had to see an auntie of mine. Filipino aunties are very critical of how you look. Very, very critical. I've not seen this auntie probably 10 years. Okay. Not seen her. But we needed to visit her because,
Yeah, was you there?
She's never met the husband, so whatever. So we went. And by this time, I think I was like 2 years in to fitness, going to the gym and what have you. Instead of saying, hey, how are you, whatever, she saw me and turned to my uncle, not even to my face, but it was loud enough. It was like a dig for me to hear. I thought she went to the gym She went to the gym. Why does she still look like that?
Yeah,
and to be honest, she's bigger than me.
But that's where it usually comes from the people who don't do anything, but they'll question you, and then what did you say then? Oh, what did you say? No,
I didn't say anything because it was more of a shock.
Okay, yeah.
And thank God she said it in our vernacular, in our own language.
Okay.
Because Craig didn't understand.
Yeah.
Because if Craig heard that
wouldn't end up very well.
We would have walked out because he doesn't like it when. Yeah, that's all.
It can't be. And the reason I'm asking, I went with my sister. Went to Justin Timberlake concert. We went for a meal out, and we said like, oh, we're gonna have something to eat. I don't know if you've heard that on the other podcast when I was sharing that. We've ordered just one, biggest starter, and I think it was classed as main, but we had it at the same time. So one was a salad with a bit of ghost cheese or something on it. And the second was like a pizza, fairly big pizza. And the lady came in, and my sister she's a bigger size than me. She's taller in general. She put the pizza in front of my sister, and she put salad in front of me, not even asking which one is for whom. And my sister looked at me and saying why did she assume that this pizza is for me? Because the pizza was for me. And I was eating the unhealthy, even if I look like I'm smaller, I'm smaller in size, I'm smaller I'm shorter as well. Yeah. So possibly she would just make that complete assumption, which we don't know that. It might be just coincidence that she just put it like that. She didn't care. She had a lot of people being busy at restaurants. But then my sister pointed that and she's like, oh, why did she just assumed that the salad is for you, is it? I was like, oh, don't worry. And we just swap dishes because it happens to me fairly often because I tend to eat not necessarily things that people would think I eat. And then they get into oh, is that for you? I'm like, yeah, this is for me.
Yeah, it's all for me.
Put it on the side of the table. not sharing here.
Yes. And you just have to acceptance. You just have to accept that people will judge you. Let them.
That's it.
Let them judge you. So whatever. If you think my physique doesn't entail me going to the gym, do you want us to run together? Do you want us to? Do I need to prove myself to you that I am worthy of your presence? Not really. No. So whatever. We choose our battles, and it is quite insulting at times, especially if it comes from people. Well, let me backtrack. If it comes from people that don't matter, then why should it have any effect on me?
Yeah.
It would matter if someone I care about actually said something like, ooh, you're this, ooh, you're that. If it was my husband, if it was just someone else who I actually...
But then I would question if you should be with that husband.
Exactly. Why are you friends with that person? Exactly. Why would you surround yourself with people who are like that? Don't get me wrong. We do need people who give us real talk.
Yes.
We need. We can't just be echo chambers. We can't just have people who cuddle us and you're perfect, Olivia. No, you sometimes need to say, hey.
You need that honesty, don't you? You need not being cruel and brutal in words and being,
because
disrespectful.
You do need it's human nature. We need a push and pull.
That's it, yeah.
So, yeah, it's, you want to judge me? Then I'll let you. And then let me just do whatever I want because I am happy anyway. And I get to sleep at night and I get to lift weights and I get to run when I'm not injured. So let me live my life and I'll let you judge me.
Yeah.
Let you see me.
And that is the Mel Robbins impact on you via her book that you read. That was very helpful for you to start thinking differently around the situations that you experience and start coming up with different answers in your head and confronting yourself and your past jobs, what past jobs would do. But now it's like, and gives you a bit of freedom and gives you a bit of like, let me just be who I am, and it makes you feel better.
Yeah. Like even during negative times, like, let me stress out. Let me stress out. I will actually realize I'm stressing out over nothing, but because if you stop me and say, Jobs, just calm down. Stop stressing out. Exactly. Like all the more, I'll be like, no, I'm not stressed out. I am. Let me do my thing. I'll let you talk, whatever. Let you talk. And I'll be like, okay, you're done. Thank you for that. But just let me do this for now. Let me do this for now. And I will actually realize, is it worth it? No. I know.
Yeah, but you need to come to that conclusion on yourself, on your own. It's no one else deciding or telling you what to do. It's like it needs to come out from you, from your experience, and go through the things. One of the things you've mentioned before is like your emotions were all over the place where you're going through the like stroke and post-stroke and recovery. And as our body is changing over 40, those emotions goes up and down, and those roller coasters are naturally already bad enough. And then it added on top of that your stroke and recovery. So how did you manage to stay sane? Because there is the mood swings, lows, crying, then happy, then being irritable. It's just so many different emotions, and it goes, and you don't know why you feel this way, but you just feel this way. So what helped you to go through them emotional things? Because I think that can be helpful for anyone who, even if it's not post-stroke, but is experiencing them emotional roller coasters. How did you navigate through them? What advice would you give them?
Oh, excuse me. Again, acceptance. First of all, you have to accept that this is reality. Don't fight it. It's reality. But also don't coddle it. It's just reality that we have as women. And it is far more difficult for us because your body's changing, your moods are changing. It's like you just wake up and you don't know who you are anymore on certain days. Like,
you don't recognize yourself.
Who is this? Like that. But yeah, you just have to accept, right, this is happening right now. How do I move through this?
And what do you do? This is my question. How do you deal with that? So if you've got that day, that moment, that low mood, what would you do?
I get up.
And do what?
I get up. I follow through with the plan that I had last night.
Okay, so you make a plan for a day?
Oh, yeah. There's always a plan. There has to be.
Okay.
Very structured. So there has to be a plan, and you carry on with that plan. Things might not go
to plan, we know that, yeah.
But you just go through it. You just go through what is there, face whatever
so even if you don't feel like doing it, would you still follow the plan? Okay.
If my body tells me I'm okay, if my body tells me we're good, if my body tells me we're good, then yes, we still have to do it, because that's the worst thing. One of the worst things that you can do is disappoint yourself. It's yourself.
When you don't feel like doing it, when your back aches, hip aches, all body aches in general because of the hormones fluctuations, you don't have energy, you feel moody, you don't want to speak to anyone, you just want to close yourself in and like 4 walls. What do you do?
Yeah, I ask myself, so okay, what do we want to do? What do we want to do? Do you want to sulk? Want to sulk? Okay. how is that going to help us?
Mm.
It's kind of like a series of questions that you have to ask yourself. Again, do I want to stay here? How long do I want to stay here? How long do I want to stay in this mood? Is this really going to help me? It is. I really want to cry. Then go ahead and cry. Because it will eventually go. And then we can move on. But the thing is, the more you deny yourself to feel that emotion, to feel that frustration, the more you deny it and push it away, you're just prolonging your agony, I think.
Yeah.
And you might have a different perspective on that. But that's really how it helped me. I was thinking about those things earlier. I think I didn't navigate over it or around it. You know, we have our sayings like work around things. I worked through it. I allowed myself to feel that way. Yeah. Okay, I'm tired, but we said we were going to the gym. And you just do your strategies. Like I said, I have a plan the night before, and part of that plan is putting all of my gym kit at the bottom of the bed.
Okay. So it's ready.
So it's there. It's ready. You use your muscle memory. And even when you don't want to go, you're putting on your leggings, you're brushing your teeth, and you find yourself walking to the gym. That's how I did it.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that helps other people. Again, we do tend to get paralyzed with overthinking. And sometimes you just have to allow, again, having that relationship with your body, you just have to allow your body to tell you what it needs to do. It needs to cry that. It needs an ice cream that day. Then have an ice cream that day. Don't feel bad about wanting something. Feel bad probably if you don't do that. And then you're sulking. And then I think what happens is you make other people miserable. So your objective of being a people pleaser or helping out others, you're not doing it. Because you yourself, you've not helped, first of all. So I think you have to go through those
feelings and emotions, accept them. Yeah. And then find a way of managing them in a way you feel is right for you at the time.
Yes, there are times wherein I'm already at the gym and I knew it. I still didn't want to be there. Well, but I'm already here. I don't want to waste my time because, I walk.
Yeah.
I don't even drive. I walk to the gym. Yeah. So I've already wasted 15 minutes going there only for what? For me to go home. So you have to stop and think, right, what can I do? Maybe sauna. Did I bring my swimming costume? Yeah. Maybe just do a swim. You're there. Just do something. But really, if you don't want to go, then go back home. You still did your walk.
That's it.
You still did your walk. There's always a plan B. I think like that. Yeah. There's always a plan B. There's always something that we can do. But you won't know the need for a plan B if you have not accepted that plan A is not working.
Yeah,
so
that's a good one.
That's how, I think, again, life throws us curveballs. You can't always duck from it.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to catch it. And maybe play with it and deal with it. And then throw it back up. So,
what else, Jobs, would you like to say before we're gonna finish our today's episode? Is there anything you want to share? Anything that we didn't mention? Anything you think is important? Something you would want to still share as an advice? Something that helped you? Or do you think like we've covered fairly everything around your recovery?
I think, well, first of all, you have to listen to your body. You have to be friends with your body, I think. It's yours. the one body that you have. And you're beautiful as it is. But if you want to make it better, there are ways to do that. It's not always about losing weight. I don't think so. And that's something I learned as well. It's been a challenge to actually lose body fat when you're still recovering. And the thing is, I'm recovering from an injury that I can't even see.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Am I really healed by now? I really don't know. But yeah, so you just have to be friends with your body, know your body, accept your emotions, and work with the things that you have. And I think it is very important for you to surround yourself with people who will be supportive of your journey, of your quest, your journey, of your challenges. Supportive, not coddling. No.
I'm not cuddling.
I know you're like, lift heavier. Okay.
I'm queen of no mercy here.
But also,
not cuddly.
Yeah, you say that, but also you do always, like in the workouts, you give us alternatives. You knew that some of us have injuries, so you say, like, I told you I can't do lunges because of the knee with the running.
Yeah.
So you give us alternatives, and I think that's just how life is. But before you can do the alternative, you really have to accept me can't do it. Acceptance. So you have to accept who you are, what you are right now, and question yourself, is this where I want to be forever? Or do I want to make myself better? You know?
And focusing what you can do as well.
Yes.
I feel like this is forgotten because a lot of people focus on what they cannot do. Oh, I've got a bad knee, I cannot train today. Yeah, but you've got upper body, which is still working. You've got strong core, like, or can get stronger. You may not be able to do the squats, but you can still do the chest press.
Yes.
And, there's so many things. And I feel like, oh, I'm ill, I cannot do exercise now because I'm ill. And like, can you look after your nutrition? Can you eat better? Can you like focus on eating like
drinking water?
Yeah, hydrating yourself. So once you recover, then you can go back to your workouts feeling good. So I feel like sometimes people stay on, accept, this is what it is. They don't look for the solution of what am I in control, what I can actually do in a place I am in, because there are still things you can do, but can you actually see them?
Yeah, totally agree. Like, accept what you are, and then from there, know what you can't and can do, because it can't all be a no. It can't all be, oh, I can't run. Okay, can you walk? Can you walk? No one's forcing you to run. Like, I joined the running club.
Yeah.
But the thing is, my physio told me your body's rejecting running. It just really is rejecting running. Every time I start running, something gives. And I'm like, so what do I do? But running's not the only thing I have. I have my weights. I have walking.
Yeah.
I can go on cross trainer. I can go on the bike. There are still things that you can do.
Yeah.
Accept that you can't go run. I've accepted it. It's painful because I've only started liking.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah.
To run.
Yeah. But sometimes it's like the question at this point, I feel, because as we get older, we need to look after health. It's not about look. It's not about enjoyment from the fitness. It's about health and keeping yourself healthiest and strongest for longest and less of injuries, because the less injuries you get, the longer you can do your fitness for and strength.
Yes.
So in the moment, and it's the question is it worth it? Is me pushing through that run, it's worth, so I enjoy it, but is it worth what I'm going to pay for it? My body is going to or the injuries you may get, or bad knee, bad hip, or tight back, whatever in the body is, then how that run is affecting you. It's like, is this pain worth this pleasure? And then if it's not, what else can I do instead that is agreeing with my body? And I feel like as we go through like stages of life and we get older, what worked for us earlier in a life, it doesn't work. Like, I don't do kickboxing anymore. If I try to do boxing, I'm like, for 3 days, I've got such a bad DOMS. It really affects my body and my joints. It don't, and I'm an England box coach. And I used to do a lot of boxing and high intensity things.
And you love it.
And I enjoy it when I do it, but even 20 minutes can really sap my energy for the next 3 days. So my question is like, is it worth it? And I know it is at the moment when my body is, where my energy system is, nervous system is, it's not. So I am not pushing through it for the sake of having a bit of joy to then pay for it for another 3 days.
Yeah.
I'll just choose something like home workouts, 20 minutes toner, because I know I can do them. My body recovers after them well. And then I can push more from there and build up on that. But I feel if you connect with yourself, with your body, you know what agrees with you. As you said, like with the runs as well.
Yeah. And if at the end of the day, it's really something that you want to do, then help yourself get back into that. You know, there are so many people that love running and I really admire them. I envy them that they could run, but am I going to punish myself for not being able to run? Is that it? Am I going to just stop whatever it is that I'm doing, everything, because it's all or nothing, with fitness because I can't do the one exercise? It's one exercise. It's one activity that you can't do.
I've read in one of the books, it was about a spotlight, that our mind is like a spotlight.
Yes.
And we kind of highlight the things that we do. And sometimes people focus on that one thing, oh, I cannot run. And they put that spotlight on that, oh, I can't run. But there is like so many things that you can do. So why do you focus on that spotlight on what you can't, to put yourself down, to make yourself feel worse, to prove yourself that, you know, to bring all the negative emotions.
Yeah.
So if you start with that spotlight heading towards the things that you can do, you're going to start forgetting about what you can't, because you're going to start focusing on what you can do and you enjoy doing. I might not be able to do that, but I still can do that. And as well as that, I think comparison works sometimes. There are people who can't even walk. There are people who are in a position where they can't speak, where their life has changed totally, who broke the spines. There's so many different things, and their life may have turned in a minute into something that they've lost everything. And I feel like sometimes we forget how grateful we are to be able to do things that we take for granted. As I said, like even being able to walk, even being able to lift the weights, you know, the things that, so we think of like, I cannot run, but there are some people who cannot walk. They cannot stand up straight. You know, so I feel like, I'm not saying that to compare to feel better. I'm saying that to compare to feel grateful for what we've got, where we are. Yeah. And to sometimes just find that comparison, like, yeah, but I still can do a lot. And start looking for them spotlights, looking for them points where what makes me feel better, what I can do.
Yeah, that is true. There's so many things that we can do that our body, if we're friends with it, will allow us to do. Yeah. But if you really are friends with your body, don't you want to take your body out? You like to, like, we see our friends out. We like to dress up when we see our friends. We compliment our friends. I think that's something we forget to do for ourselves, that we are doing what is enough. Just this week, I saw someone post saying, if today you woke up feeling 80%, and you gave your 80%, you gave 100%. Yeah. You just 100%, have,
like 100%. I'm saying 100%, not 80% is 100%. But yeah, definitely, yeah.
But totally it's like you asking me, Jobs, can I borrow money? And I'm like, I only have 5 quid now, but I'll give to you. So basically, I gave you
whatever you've got at that time.
All my money.
Yeah.
And if I could do that for other people, why can't I do that for myself?
You know, we're getting again into the money comparison.
I know.
Well, we're going to keep that for another podcast, I think, Jobs.
But yeah, again, life is full of unexpected twists and turns. And that's, I think, what makes life beautiful, but sometimes very challenging.
Yeah.
And health really is wealth.
Yeah.
It's not just a saying. It's the truth. It's a fact. Yeah. Health is wealth. If you're not healthy, as much money as you have in the bank, it can only do so much for you. If you don't help yourself to be healthy, if you don't nourish yourself, if you don't go on activities to keep you mobile, to keep your mind active, because in our club, we also now have a book club.
That's it. We've got a book club now, yes.
If you don't pursue those things if you just, oh, look at me, I can't do anything. Then you will get stuck there. You will.
Yeah.
Because you chose to get stuck there.
Yeah. It's accepting that this is your decision to stay where you are.
Yeah.
If you're in that place, but you've got a choice to accept it or to move forward. And it's up to you to see that, accept it, and then find a solution. Okay, it is what it is.
It is what it is. What else can I do? What else can I do? How do I get out of this and be able to move forward? It's like being in a horror house. Have you had that before? Like in circuses and in fairs where you have the haunted house and you have to go through.
I never went through now. I was never brave enough.
No, because it's scary, right? If someone makes you watch a horror film,
I hate horrors anyway. I can't do this.
You just want it to end because it's so stressful for you.
I can't even hear the voices of the film when there is a horror because it already makes me scared. So
yeah, and so you avoid it. But what if you find yourself in the middle of that horror house, in the middle of that horror film? What you want to do is get out of that. And it may be hard.
Yeah.
But if you try as many doors as you can, you will get out. But if you just crumble and stay there, you will never escape it.
Yeah.
You will never be able. If you get paralyzed with the fear, then you'll always be inside the scary thing. But you need to move out from there. And the only person that can make you move is you. Someone maybe can drag you out, but I don't know. Maybe everyone else ran.
Thank you very much, Jobs, for today. It's been a pleasure to have you.
You're very much welcome. Thank you for having me.
And we'll probably catch up on the next podcast at some point in the future as well.
Yes.
So there'll be plenty of more to share with you, what your future progression and your achievements. And
I hope it does help our ladies when they're feeling a bit low, or not even our ladies, anyone who just listens to it,
to push through and find
a way out.
Yeah.
Get out of there. Get out of there. You just have to, because life's too beautiful.
Yeah, there's still life to be lived, and there is a reason to do all the things we do.
Yes.
To show up for ourselves.
Yes.
That is good. Thank you very much, Dan Jobsy. And we'll chat soon.
Yes, we shall.
Take care and speak soon. Bye.